Hello and welcome to Res Reviewed. In this video we're reviewing the workhorses of the West, the Class 166 Networker Turbo. Are these trains amazing and reliable for their lines, or are they starting to become outdated with today's modern stock? Let's find out. We start at Portsmouth Harbour, the end of the line for many services and the Portsmouth Direct line. Adjacent to the station is a hard interchange bus station and the Spinnaker Tower, the tallest building in Hampshire with excellent views. Over on platform 1, our train is stationary and ready for boarding. This service will be heading all the way up to Cardiff Central in Wales. Boarding the train, we can see this train was refurbished not too many years ago, with first class seats at each end of the train. These seats have tables and more luxury seatings than standard class. My favourite go-to seats, as these seats are declassified, so do aim to sit here if you have the chance. Moving through the train, you will see a range of 3+2 and 2+2 arranged seating. Over on the side, you'll see a small toilet just to fit a person in. Also, another thing to note, standard class seatings tends to not have large tables or tables at all. Given these taking long distance trains, I would expect to see more tables. If you think it is already busy at the start, wait until we go through a few stations up the line. And here's the accessible toilet. Let's have a look inside to see if they're any good. Inside, there is a small mirror and a faded sign showing you how to lock and unlock the door. It is quite simple, really. There's a soap dispenser and a sink in this part. Not sure how well it works though. And like most accessible toilets, a baby changing board and of course, a toilet. Continuing through the train, we end up on the other end of the train, with the other declassified first class zones. As you can see, in these seats are much more comfier than the other seats. You'll see why I prefer them. As there is nobody in this area, I will situate myself here. These seats quality quite padded, and I found each of them to be comfortable. Each seat here comes with an armrest which cannot be moved, a switch on the end for a reason I don't know. Each seat is also more wider, giving more comfort to passengers if the train gets congested. Now, due to the GoPro I was filming on failed to work today, I'll be filming the rest on my phone. The quality is still good though. Well, I hope so. En route today, we'll be from Portsmouth Harbour to Fareham, covering around 10 miles in 25 minutes. We depart Portsmouth Harbour 1 minute early. We've got to give credits to Great Western Railway for that. As we depart Portsmouth, we are given nice views to the popular Gunwharf Quays Retail Outlet Centre, with lots of variety for entertainment, shopping and dining can be found. As said earlier, this area boasts for the tallest building in Hampshire, soon to be replaced by the new set of buildings outside Portsmouth and Southsea. More on that soon. Near arrival into Portsmouth and Southsea, you can really see how the city centre skyline has changed, with lots of new student accommodations on the rise, although there are many empty patches of soil yet to be built on. Arriving into Portsmouth and Southsea, we can really see the infrastructure on the station, building and the Network South East canopy on the higher levels. It will be interesting to see it cleaned and freshened up one day. Continuing on from what I said earlier, as we depart we can see the disused Debenhams and Royal Mail sorting office buildings outside. Due to the reconstructed into housing and hotels later this year, this could give us stations more passenger uses, with some shops coming to the station later in a few years. Another interesting thing down in this area is the line used to be the old canal path, which has now been used for depot access tracks, and the main line towards London. Fratton is one of the most used stations in Hampshire and Portsmouth, seeing an increase since the COVID-19 pandemic and the rise to local football grounds. This station gives a faster and direct link to places, as it's more residential areas. We depart Fratton on time, but not the fastest departures, as we have another train in front of us. Anyways, shall we dive into the background of these trains? The 166s are networker family, alongside the Class 165s, which are more commonly seen on the Reading to Basingstoke and Reading to Gatwick services, with some also being on the most commuter services in places such as Windsor, Exeter and Bristol. The train has an upgrade, First Great Western, and rebranded to Great Western Railway in the 2010s. The change saw the new interior, new paintwork for the train, and other refreshes to extend their life. The fleet of trains work alongside the Class 158s on this line, and formerly Class 150s. Personally, I don't think they should be on the line, as these units are mainly for short distance services. These trains are formed of 3 coaches for 166s and could be 2 or 3 for 165s. Although engines are loud, I think the ride quality is a bonus for the train, giving speeds of 90 miles per hour or 145 kilometers per hour. So, what would work well for this line if the 166 was removed from the line? I would think the new additions to this fleet of Class 175s would work. They are massive for long distance, which have already been replaced by the famous Class 43 Castle sets in the late 2025. Not to say these trains are not bad, but these units are definitely starting to show their age, and aren't ideal for this line. If the Class 769s did end up operating, I would think you would see them down here, and not just north down lines. They do share a similar layout to the 166s, but have 4 carriages instead of 3, which could definitely give more capacity. Soon enough, we mark the halfway point of our journey, crossing the Port Creek Junction, which sends us into Fareham, avoiding Havant. These trains show some pros and cons, such as the reliability of these trains, being exceptional with minimal breakdowns, limited accessibility, and the stock is aging. Not as modern or newer trains, some sets do not contain air conditioning. Higher seat capacity due to the 3+2 seating arrangement.
We are now approaching Cosham.
Arriving into Cosham, this is our last intermediate stop until Fareham. Another problem, some also complain about the announcements. Even though with the 158s as well, they could be announced but to be unclear and muffled, making it harder to hear on top of engines. Overall, I don't think these trains are the worst, but certainly not the best. They do a job, but they should be replaced with longer trains and ones with more accessibility. But what do you think of these trains? Do you like them, or do you dislike them? Let us know in the comments down below. Passing through the scenic viaduct near Fareham, it gives us a nice view into the waters below. There used to be a former Gosport line many years ago, which has now been taken over by a road further down. So, finally, what do you rate these trains? I would give them a 6 out of 10. They are reliable, but the traction for this line definitely needs to see an upgrade. I'll certainly miss these trains when they do go though.
We are now
Thanks for watching until the end. If you enjoyed this video and want to support, how about dropping us a like and subscribing? And comment your opinions on the 166 as well. Until next video, bye for now.